Hello, this is Anvati. Welcome to the news with NDTV. It's Monday, June 30th, and coming up in today's episode, the long history of assault, abuse, and anti-women behaviour of Kolkata Law College rape accused. Siddharamaiah addresses dissent in party rumours. Bengaluru man kills his live-in partner and disposes of her body in garbage. And Iranian cleric issues a Fatwa against Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. The Kolkata Law College rape accused has a long history of illegal behaviour but has managed to remain free of consequences so far. Meanwhile, the case has also reached the Supreme Court with demands of a CBI investigation. Starting with the accused, students of the college say Monojit was called Mango by friends, wielded massive clout on campus to the extent that even teachers and office staff feared him. According to reports, multiple complaints of harassment and molestation had been registered against him in the past, but no action was taken. Monojit's father, who is a priest by profession, claims the boy was often involved in brawls and bad behavior. They had no relationship left. The parents and the son haven't lived in the same house for about 4 years now. He first started college in 2007, but due to his involvement in student politics, it took him more than a decade to complete his courses. In 2017, Monojit was allegedly involved in an incident of vandalism at the college's principal's office. The Trinamool then dissolved the college party unit, so Monojit officially did not hold a post anymore, but the law college, like several other colleges in Kolkata, has had no student body polls since 2017. So on the ground, Monojit was still a neta with a loyal bunch of cheerleaders. His addiction to his campus was so high that he settled for a clerical job on campus for Rs 500 per day despite holding a law degree. According to a report in the Times of India, Monojit's oft-used pickup line for women on campus was "Tui amai biye korbi," which roughly translates to "Will you marry me?" He used the same line when he first approached the 24-year-old survivor of the campus rape. College students have told the Times of India as well that Monojit would click pictures of female students, morph them, and then circulate them on WhatsApp groups. The Neta and his gang would then body shame them and gossip about them on campus. Monojit Mishra has multiple police complaints against him. He was out on bail in the following cases. And some of these include ripping off the dress of a woman student in South Calcutta Law College in July 2019, stealing music system, perfume, spectacles from a friend's home in December of 2019, molesting a woman in Swinhoe Lane in March of 2022, assaulting a man and getting arrested later in April of 2017. He is also accused of beating up a college guard and damaging college property in a May 2024 case. Police have said Monojit Mishra has denied the rape allegation and claims that it was consensual. Police are now planning to seek an extension for his custody and may submit the list of these crimes in court to argue their cases. According to Monojit's profile online, he has led the college unit of Trinamool College Chhatra Parishad, the college wing of the ruling party in West Bengal, since 2017. Trinamool has meanwhile claimed he has no links with the party and distanced themselves from him after the rape allegations and called for strictest punishment. Some students have said they were so scared of Monojit that they had stopped going to college. During the protests after Arjikar Medical College rape case in Kolkata, which rocked the nation, Monojit confronted and allegedly threatened and also beat up some of the protesters. Students have said that Monojit would openly say that nothing could happen to him as he had access to all the top political leaders. The survivor has alleged that Monojit and the other two accused, Pramit Mukherjee and Zaib Ahmed, called her to the college's union room around 7 p.m. on June 25. The victim has alleged that a security guard on campus also assisted the accused. She has said that once she reached the union room, Monojit asked her to prove her loyalty to the Trinamool student wing. She adds that the accused shot videos of her and threatened her. A married man in Bengaluru stands accused of killing and then throwing his live-in girlfriend's body in the garbage. A woman identified as Asha was found stuffed in the sack and dumped in a garbage truck in Bengaluru. She was killed by her live-in partner, Mohammad Shamsuddin, who has now been arrested for murder. The Brihad Bengaluru Mahanagar Palike (BBMP), Bengaluru's civic body, on Sunday found a gunny bag with the woman's body stuffed inside it, and which was thrown into a garbage truck. The woman's hands were tied. Upon learning about the case, the Bengaluru police registered a case of murder, sent the body for autopsy, and launched an investigation. This comes less than 3 weeks after a man brutally stabbed his married lover 17 times in a hotel room after she tried to distance herself from the relationship. Also in Bengaluru earlier this month, a man turned up at a police station with his wife's head, who he had killed in a fit of rage as he was constantly suspicious to her. Coming back to the latest case, the police investigated the CCTV footage and the other evidence and tracked and identified the accused as the 33-year-old Mohammad Shamsuddin, a native of Assam. The accused was in a relationship with the woman Asha, who is 40, for over a year and a half, and they lived together in a rented house in South Bengaluru. Both the accused and the victim were married separately and had 2 children each. However, they introduced themselves to society as a husband and wife. Asha, a widow, used to work with the urban company and offered housekeeping services. Mohammad Shamsuddin is also married, but his wife and 2 children stay in Assam. Lokesh B. Jagassar, Deputy Commissioner of Police South, said that the two had an argument which turned physical and led to the killing. Shamsuddin is said to have strangled Asha. After killing his partner, Shamsuddin carried the dead body, on a bike and later dumped it in a garbage truck before fleeing the scene. However, the incident was recorded on a CCTV camera. All is well in the camp, claims Siddharamaiah and company, even as opposition insists the house is broken. The Chief Minister, along with other leaders, have been trying to shut the flames of rumours. When asked, according to the opposition, if Siddaramaiah will not be the one to inaugurate the Shara this year, Siddaramaiah told reporters that BJP are experts in telling lies. Quote, "Me and DK are good with each other. This government will continue for 5 years like a strong boulder." Unquote. On Randeep Surjewala's visit to the city, he said that he's in charge General Secretary for Karnataka. He will speak to the legislators to take the opinion of legislators. Ask if they have any issues, speak about improving organizational strength. That is his job as the AICC in charge. Meanwhile, amid talks of an overhaul of the leadership that has faced allegations of rampant corruption and a collapsed administration from within the party, senior Congress leader R.V. Deshpande said today that Siddharamaiah will complete his 5-year term as Chief Minister of Karnataka. The rumors intensified when Randeep Surjewala reached the capital to meet with party members. But regarding the meet, he told the reporters, and I'm quoting, "This is just an organizational meeting with Congress leaders. Any talk of change of leadership is a figment of your imagination. We are just doing introspection," unquote. And Mr. Deshpande's assurances were also meant to paper over the rift between the Chief Minister and his deputy D.K. Shivakumar. The two had jostled for the top post after the 2023 election, and Siddharamaiah won out, but there have been unease since. The damage control happened after an untimely outburst, this time from a cabinet colleague. Chief Minister and his deputy D.K. Shivakumar on Friday downplayed K.N. Ranjana's comment, which hinted at major political developments in the state post-September. Siddaramaiah, on the sidelines of an event to mark the 516th birth anniversary of Nadaprabhu Kempegowda, widely regarded as the founder of Bengaluru, had said, Minister K.N. Ranjana only said there may be a political development, but he did not say that it is certain to happen. It is better to ignore his remarks. Earlier, at least 2 Congress MLAs, B.R. Patil and Rajiv Kage, had less than complimentary remarks about their party's government and joined a growing list of state leaders who have made problematic statements about the party, raising questions about unity within the ranks. Last week, Siddharamaiah met both Patil and Kage to discuss their concerns. The BJP, meanwhile, has jumped on the factionalism and charges of financial irregularities, including the Mysuru Urban Development Authority or MUDA land scam involving the Chief Minister's wife. The opposition party has demanded Siddharamaiah's resignation as well. Iran's top Shiite cleric has issued a fatwa against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and US President Donald Trump. A fatwa, which is an interpretation of Islamic law issued by Marja, a title given to the highest level of Shia religious cleric. It calls on all Muslims, including the Islamic governments and individuals, to ensure its enforcement against US President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, calling them enemies of God. The decree from Grand Ayatollah Nasir Makarem Shirazi called on Muslims across the world to unite and bring down the American and Israeli leaders for threatening the Islamic Republic leadership. Quote, any person or regime that threatens the leader of Marja, may God forbid, is considered a warlord or a muharib, Makarem said in a ruling according to Mehr news agency. The muharib is someone who wages war against God, and under Iranian law, those identified as muharib can face execution, crucifixion, limb amputation, or exile, according to a report by Fox News. The fatwa added that any cooperation or support for the enemy by Muslims or Islamic states is haram or forbidden. It is necessary for all Muslims around the world to make these enemies regret their words and mistakes. It also sets that if, quote, a Muslim who abides by his Muslim duties suffers hardship or loss in their campaign, will be rewarded as a fighter in the way of God, God willing, unquote. The religious decree followed a 12-day war that erupted on June 13th, when Israel launched a bombing campaign in Iran that killed top military commanders and scientists linked to its nuclear program. Tehran responded with ballistic missile attacks on Israeli cities. Israel said it aimed to keep the Islamic Republic from developing an atomic weapon, an ambition Tehran has consistently denied. The US entered the conflict a week later, targeting Iranian nuclear facilities in Operation Midnight Hammer. Trump had previously cautioned that further Iranian uranium enrichment to nuclear grade would trigger a response from America. It is not the first time Iranian clerics have used fatwas to call for violence against an individual. The most famous case of fatwa was one issued in 1989 against author Salman Rushdie after the release of his novel The Satanic Verses, which many Muslims considered offensive. That decree called for Rushdie's killing, forcing him into hiding. It led to the murder of a Japanese translator and multiple attacks on the book's publishers. Since then, Rushdie has been subjected to multiple assassination attempts, including a 2023 stabbing attack in upstate New York in which he lost his eye. That's all for today. You are listening to the news with NDTV, your daily newspaper and TV bulletin wrapped in a compact podcast. If you want to catch up with the day's events in a hurry, do remember to subscribe to the news with NDTV on Apple, Spotify, and the NDTV News app. This is your host Anviti, signing off.